Why join Outstanding Poker? Learn from our pro players. You will get the knowledge it takes to become a successful poker player.
Watch hundreds of video lessons from poker pros. Get proven formulas and strategies because a consistent winner. Earn rakeback and bankroll offers from poker sites. Training videos.
Jimmy Chances posted the new video.
Video number 262, Analyzing Hands with Card Intercept. Jimmy Chances posted the new video number 261, Beating the Ultra Micro Stakes. Jimmy Chances posted the new video number 260, Analyzing Hands with Camnature. Jimmy Chances posted the new video number 259, Poker Patience Part 4. Lastly but not least, you can watch training videos of Jimmy Chances for Outstanding Poker.
This is Attitude 2, Tim McKillican for OutstandingPoker.com, Charles on Full Tilt. I've loaded up a table here, $50 no limit, otherwise known as 25-cent, 50-cent no limit Texas Hold'em. I'm going to go through a video here going through a wide variety of concepts that are important to becoming a winning poker player. I've gone through hammered home a lot of pre-flop concepts in previous videos. I want to sort of reinforce them a little bit in this video, as well as getting into some of the concepts that we've been covering in some of my later videos about post-flop play, hand reading, appropriately putting your opponents on certain hand ranges on the post-flop, and accurately judging, well, how does my hand stack up against my opponent's hand range, and how should I optimally respond to my opponent's moves. So I'm going to get into a wide variety of topics here. So I've loaded up 50 cent, or 25 cent, 50 cent, and I really want to hammer home a lot of the pre-flop concepts, the really important stuff that I think if you've been watching a lot of videos you should know, but I just want to reinforce some of them and really get into some of basically the whys behind why we make certain moves, and just not so that you're just repeating what I'm doing here, but more so understanding why, so that you can apply the concepts in maybe if a little trickier situation comes up or something a little different, you know why you're doing certain things, as opposed to just, well, Charles or Tim does it, so we're going to do it ourselves. So here, if you notice, I've opened up 4-3 offsuit on the button. Now, this is a hand I would never play if I'm sitting in pretty much any other spot except the button when it's unopened to me. I think it's profitable to be opening up any hand on the button, or pretty much any hand on the button, as long as you're smart about playing it in position. So I open it up, I flop middle pair, and the guy leads into me on a pretty blank flop. I'm going to go ahead and call here. I'm not really sure why he's leading into me. There's no draws, so unless this guy's just sitting on like a 9-8 type hand, or he could just be leading into me with absolutely nothing. People tend to do that a lot. So I do have some showdown value here. I'm not gonna. That 9 is definitely a scare card for him if he's sitting on like a 9-8 type hand, which I could conceivably see him doing, leading into me with that. So I'm just gonna check behind here and try to get to showdown here. I do have some showdown value. This is a concept called pot control, where if you do have showdown value, you don't necessarily want to bloat the pot with a marginal hand. Now, here is exactly the case where I have a marginal hand that does have showdown value against my opponent. So I don't necessarily need to make a big bet on the turn there and try to bluff him out, because what's going to happen is if I make a bet there on the turn, he's either going to call me if he has me beat, or he's going to fold if he's behind me already. So the bet doesn't really accomplish much. And now that he's let out here for about 2/3 of the pot on the river, that 9 seemingly could have helped his hand I'm not going to mess around. Now, he could conceivably had like an ace 7 type hand, or even like a ace queen type hand, and have bluffed me out there. But given that I don't have a read on my opponent yet, I'm going to play it a little safe there and just take the pot down there, or fold there and just let him have the pot. So until I get a better read, I'm not gonna get too crazy. But coming back to what I was talking about pre-flop, I think it is definitely, if you're playing profitably and playing, I guess I should say wisely, you could probably make a profit playing almost any 2 cards on the button. This comes back to positional play. I know I've stressed it so much in previous videos, and I can't stress enough, if you're a newer member of the site, watch some of the earlier videos where I really get into pre-flop concepts. But to really sort of reinforce some of these things, I wanted to talk about it again today. So in terms of positional play, it's almost, your position at the table is almost more important than the 2 cards that you hold in your hand. And when I say positional play, I mean, well, who's acting first, who's acting last on each hand. So if you're in the blinds, or if you're under the gun, meaning you're directly to the left of the big blind, you're going to be acting first or early on each subsequent post-flop street. So whether it be the flop, the turn, or the river, and that basically puts you at a tremendous disadvantage, because your opponent, who does have position on you, meaning they get to act last on each post-flop street, just has a tremendous advantage, because they get to determine what to do after you've acted each street. So they can either play for pot control, like I did on that first hand that I went in with 4-3 offsuit, or they can maybe sense that you're playing pretty weak and might be able to steal a pot with a marginal hand and bluff you out of the pot when perhaps you even have the best hand. So the position your position at the table just is such a tremendous advantage, being in position compared to being out of position, that I can't stress enough that you should really, I guess the consequence of being in position or out of position justifies what hands you're actually going to get involved with in a pot. So if I'm under the gun here, like I just was in that hand, I'm folding like a very, very wide range of hands, starting hands that I could possibly have. And you'll see me even routinely fold hands like King Jack offsuit, or even like King Queen offsuit. I'll fold under the gun, because I just don't think it's going to be profitable, especially at these stakes where guys are just calling all over the place, and you're just really going to have a hard time trying to figure out where you're at in the hand. In a hand like King Jack offsuit,